fun begins.
Hello there.
How's it going?
As far back as 1977, one thing all of Star Wars has had is its great armies, whether it be the evil Galactic Empire, the Grand Army of the Republic, the Confederacy of Independent Systems, or the mighty First Order. As viewers, we've seen many masses of soldiers headed into battle, and for some collectors, these masses of soldiers on screen are something they wish to translate into their own collection too. So today, we're talking about the collector phenomena of army building. Army building is a nickname for toy collecting habits that involve buying multiple identical toys which represent generic or mass-produced characters with the intent of displaying them as an imposingly large cohesive unit. Although, to an outsider looking in, perhaps hoarding is a more apt description. Looking at my shelves, some shelves have dozens and dozens of clone troopers, the main soldier of my childhood era. When I think of Star Wars, it's usually fond memories of watching the Clone Wars, watching Captain Rex lead the 501st on missions led by Anakin Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano. So for me, blue clones make me the happiest I can be. However, there is one man whose obsession is a little more orange. Surely you know who I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and have a brief discussion with the man, the myth, 212 Hunter. So I'm here with my good friend 212 Hunter.
How's it going?
Hunter, we're going to talk about some army building tonight.
Yes, sir.
So I think of army building, I think of you, because you have a pretty impressive collection. So for those watching, what is your preferred army builder?
It's got to be the 212th right here. This is my bread and butter.
Right, you brought us some good examples here.
Yep.
So
My favorite example is the Order 66 version. Dude.
absolutely. Personally, I'm a 501st guy. We'll accept this answer. But what do you think the draw is for this Legion for you? You know, why is this what you choose an army build?
Well, 212 specifically for me, I watched Revenge of the Sith countless times as a kid, and you know, just watching the Battle of Utapau,
Absolutely.
and even seeing him in the Clone Wars, and you know, I'm a big Cody guy, you know, just like the shirt, and,
Absolutely.
you know, they're just I don't know, I feel like they were underrepresented too in like the Clone Wars, and I don't want to say I make up for, you know, I'm trying to make up for that,
Right.
but like I don't know, I just really enjoy the 212. I like them because they're Obi-Wan's clones, and Obi-Wan's my favorite Jedi.
Perfect answer.
So
So,
yeah,
how many do you think you have?
I have, if I count like customs and bootlegs,
I think we do.
I have over 75.
Oh man. So you got me beat. I probably have about 20 501st. It's a good number. It's a good number. Don't call me out.
That's excluding 3 3/4 and Lego and
Right.
and Hot Toys.
So, I guess to talk about the topic of army building, why do you think so many people do it?
I think it's a unique way to collect.
Sure.
Honestly, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that, well, I guess people who are completionists. You know, that's like their thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people who collect, you know, on card, or people who open all the time, you know.
Right.
Or there's people who just want to collect like a certain group of, you know, they only want to collect original trilogy. Well, I think army building's like a unique way to collect, where it's like, you know, you just kind of dedicate it to a specific group, and you can just have like a large display of troopers. And
Sure.
you know, when you see troopers in the movies, you see them in large groups. You don't see them in like a squad of 2 or 3, you know.
Right. I always think of that ending of Attack of the Clones, where you see them loading up on the Venators, and there's thousands of these Phase 1 clones. Or Return of the Jedi, when the Emperor lands on the Death Star, and there's thousands of stormtroopers there in a First Order base.
Yep.
So, no, I feel there's just an urge for a lot of collectors where you just want to recreate, you know, you find your favorite trooper, and you don't want just one, you want to have a bunch.
Right.
Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, thanks for doing this, and we'll catch you soon. It's always fun talking to another collector, but now back to army building. I've talked about nostalgia and what army building is, but I can't not bring up the negatives. What might be the biggest downside to army building is it takes up a lot of precious shelf space. If you have room to display 200 figures in your area and 50 of them end up being white clone troopers, that's a lot of your space gone. It can definitely limit your variety of what you're able to display. However, you can't deny the pure visual awesomeness that is a shelf of troopers. I've noticed and have done myself that some people army build in squads, where they're happy having 4 to 8 of a particular trooper. That definitely can help give you variety with limited shelf space. To step away from negativity here at the end, maybe it's time for some philosophical talk. At the end of the day, there is no wrong way to collect. If what makes you happy is having 500 of the same character, then you do you. As mentioned, a huge element of Star Wars is its armies and their battles, and the idea of only having one stormtrooper or one clone trooper just feels wrong. It is the will of the Force you have at least a pair of any trooper. Army building is a lot of fun to do, the display is impressive every time you set them up, and as long as you're happy, you're doing it right. This has been Collector Phenomena, I'm Hybrid Toy Reviews, and thank you for joining me today.